Hi, I'm Kevin Lee. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Did It, a 100-person ad agency, but I'm taking advantage of some of the stay-at-home time to record a pitch deck on GivingForward, which is another passion venture of mine. I spend the first 60 hours of my week running Did It, and then I try to squeeze in some extra time for GivingForward because it's something I care pretty deeply about, which is cause marketing powered publishing. So I wanted to get your feedback on it. This is the first deck that I put together, and I wanted to run it by any of you who see it, so you can give me some feedback on what's wrong with the pitch. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I've accelerated the launch of GivingForward because nonprofits are in crisis at the moment. The need for services is up due to COVID, due to BLM. Donations are down for obvious reasons. Unemployment rate is significantly higher than it would ordinarily be. And even people who still have jobs feel a lot of uncertainty about the future. So their willingness to write checks is down. That's a crisis for nonprofits. The question is, can nonprofits' budget shortfalls be filled by cause marketing? I think it can be. And I've been there before. WeCare.com, I started in 2007. It generated $8.3 million for nonprofits through cause marketing powered shopping. People making purchases they were going to make anyway, but selecting merchants who are part of the WeCare platform and maybe buying a little bit more. Matter of fact, the fact that people tend to buy more and their conversion rate is higher is what led our biggest partner, Amazon.com, to split away from WeCare and start Amazon Smile, which they've now generated over $190 million for nonprofits that way. Or actually, it's the consumers that have generated the money. It's just the fact that Smile is there and people can opt into Smile that generates that money. So if you're not a member of Smile and you're not using Smile, I highly recommend you do. My team and I sort of either invented it or were an inspiration to it. And it's generated a lot of good. That's done a lot of good. My focus now is cause marketing powered publishing. Commerce is huge, obviously, but digital ad budgets are pretty huge as well. 125 billion annually here in the United States for 2019 and 330 plus billion dollars internationally or globally. So, I mean, internet advertising has gotten to the point where it's bigger than TV, radio, and magazine added together. That's a lot. What's interesting and what hit me back a couple of years ago when I came up with this idea to buy Gawker and turn it into Gawker for Good was these brands have something unique. Not only are they super valuable and they generate billions of dollars in revenue, but these brands get their content for free and they also get their audiences for free. It's called audience development in the publishing world. So when you get free content and you get free readers or viewers, you can generate inordinate margins. You can have a tremendous net margin on your business because those are two of the biggest costs of running anything that's publishing related. So I came up with this idea of GivingForward monetizing donated content, where 50% of the ad revenue goes to the nonprofits that the readers, or the viewers, if you want to call them that, and the writers or content creators choose 25% to each. So what kind of content are we going to publish? Well, a lot of our content in the beginning is going to be donated content from volunteers who are re-reporting the news or writing about something that they're passionate about. And that'll start to flush out the site. We'll start to get hundreds of articles on different topics on heraldtimes.org, which is our launch domain. It's a two-sided marketplace. We need the content and we need the readers as well. During our first phase of growth, we're going to get big as a result of us running banners on other publishers' websites when those banners are unsold. You see that spot in the right-hand side there? Those clouds are an ad slot that was essentially unsold and blocked due to it being brand unsafe as judged by a brand safety provider, in this case, a company called DoubleVerify. If we can get our ad into that empty slot, and we can use it to drive readership over to Herald Times, we can drive millions of readers because there are billions of these impressions every month that are not sold within the ad ecosystem. So PSA banners of our banners on other sites, because we're a nonprofit, will help drive readership initially. We're also going to use pre-existing donations which are on their way to other nonprofits and try to use them as a catalyst to get celebrities involved in being creators for our platform as well. Initially, we'll be sort of too small for a publicist to care about until those PSA ads juice up the visitor levels high enough. But we'll, of course, use any relationships that we've got with VIPs to try to get them to participate as well. So how do we work with these celebrities? The nice thing is there are websites that we subscribe to, like Look to the Stars, that tell us which celebrities like which causes. So when they join Giving Forward, either because we've gotten big enough that their publicist thinks it's great for them to be there with their content, or they just love the concept, or we're able to use some pending donation as a carrot to get them excited about participating in the platform. You know, those will all be ways that we get the celebrities involved to try to get them on the platform, try to get them creating content. If there's an existing donation and we want to sort of multiply that impact, you know, we'll use, for example, Save the Children as a nonprofit. Let's say I happen to find somebody who is a heavy supporter of Save the Children, and they're getting ready to cut a check to Save the Children. If I can just get their attention for a week, I can go to one of the stars that supports Save the Children and say, hey, this donor is willing to make a donation of 10, 15, 20, 30, $50,000 to Save the Children if you just join Giving Forward and supply some content. And if you do that, Save the Children will make even more money off of the ad revenue from our platform. That would be a great way to get somebody started on our platform. So let's talk about a specific celebrity. So we can put some numbers to this. Of course, we'll use the biggest celebrity out there when it comes to a social media footprint, which is Cristiano. He's a soccer player. He happens to like Save the Children. And the idea would be that somewhere or another, we get him to start participating and we get him to create a great piece of content, some kind of interview that he does with somebody else on Zoom, or behind the scenes look at something that happens in the locker rooms, or whatever he wants to do. As long as his fans love it, that's key. When he shares the content that's been posted on Herald Times with his social network, he's got 123 million Facebook fans, 200 million Instagram fans, 82 million Twitter followers, etc. We could see 4 million visitors just as a result of that, with a 1% engagement rate. That should monetize at about $28,000. Could be more, could be less, depends on the international makeup of his fans that show up. 20 to 25% of that goes to Save the Children. Why that range? Well, because he's the content creator. He picks the first 25%. The readers could pick a different cause. They could be animal lovers. They could pick the ASPCA to monetize against. But most of them will keep the cause at whatever the celebrity keeps it when it's shared, and that would bring it up to the full 50% for Save the Children. With Giving Forward, keeping the other 50% of the ad revenue so that we can continue to iterate on our platform and potentially eventually pay an executive director or general manager. That would be nice. How big can we get, or how big will we get? Can we grab $1 billion out of the $330+ billion? You never know, but we don't have to. You know, there's a lot of great brands out there already doing between 80 million and 600 million a year in revenue. And you know, if we can get to 10 million or 15 or 20 within the first couple of years, that would be great, because half of that's going to go to the causes that our readers and our content creators select. It's basically a voting system. It uses points. So that's how the Giving Forward platform works. We'll have an entire network of sites. HeraldTimes.org will be the first, but we've got ones on health, we've got ones on sports, we've got ones on video gaming. We'll launch them once we get the platform stable on Herald Times. But we want to start a network of publishing sites, all of which are generating and monetizing ad revenue on behalf of causes. How can you help? Depends on who you are and what you'd like to do. So if you can somehow help us get great content, either created or co-created, because you know stars, or you could interview stars, or you could interview musicians, or you could interview sports fans, or you could put a star in contact with a sports celebrity and have them interview each other, that would be all great. That's all great content that will monetize and generate revenue for causes. If you're planning a donation to a cause, let's try to use that impact amplifier, and I'll use that, my team or I will use that as a carrot to get a celebrity interested in creating content for us earlier than they would if it was just us going through their publicist without that carrot. If you're in the agency or ad tech business and you can get us access to PSA inventory on other sites to drive our readership, great. Once we hit 100+ million uniques, we can start to do sponsorships and branded content, and perhaps you can help us by placing your clients' ads on one of the GivingForward properties. If you're involved in coding or you're a designer, we'd love to have you do some volunteer work for us. Obviously, we won't turn down a donation for ourselves either, but really we're more about generating revenue for other nonprofits as a result of cause marketing powered publishing. So I hope you found this interesting. I would love to get your feedback. I'd love to get your questions. Let me know what wasn't clear. You can reach me, Kevin, at givingforward.org. Thanks so much.